Welcome back to Coffee Time. Today we're going to look at a website that I discovered when I was at ISTE, and so it's a fairly new site, but it's put out by someone that you probably already know and may have been to before. It's a company called Common Sense Media. If you're interested in learning about how to train your children, to teach your children how to be better digital citizens, I think Common Sense Media is a great place to go, and maybe we'll look at that in another Coffee Time video. But they have come out with a new product called Graphite, and today I want to take a look at that with you about how to help you decide which websites, which apps, which programs might be best for you to use in the classroom. And so if you'll grab a cup of coffee, we will sit back, take a few minutes, we'll look at a website called graphite.org. I've already logged into Graphite, and Graphite uses the same account that the Common Sense Media site uses, so once you've created an account, you have access. Notice it is graphite.org, not graphite.com, so remember that. Basically what Graphite does, they have a team of reviewers who work through different apps, different kinds of games, and different websites, and they offer reviews. And before we look at that, I want to just kind of take you down. I want to go down here to this thing about how we review on Graphite, just to sort of walk you through. This is a page you'll want to take a look at because it will describe the rating systems that they give, everything scored on a scale of 1 to 5, and they will look at engagement, pedagogy, and the different kind of supports that are offered. But then they'll also come down here and look at various subjects and the different kinds of skills that students might be able to learn by using this site. And it's pretty extensive. And then these are the basic elements that you'll see in a Graphite review. What's good about the site, what's bad about the site, here's the bottom line. That's what I really like. If somebody could just go through and show me that. And to some extent, the Coffee Time videos that we're doing here talk about some of that, but not in this kind of depth. Then they give you a review, and then there's also some field notes so that as they go in and actually use the product, the things that they're learning around there. So that's sort of the nuts and bolts of the review process. So I want to look at this home page. We're going to wait for that to load for just a minute. And you'll see that at the top I have some things that I can click on to sort of narrow down my search. And so let's say, for instance, that I want to look at websites. I have a set of computers in my class, or I'm on a one-to-one Chromebook environment, those kinds of things. I want to look at websites. I'm a social studies teacher, and I am teaching, let's get that in. You'll notice each of these go gray when I've selected them, and I'm teaching 6th grade social studies. And I'm only interested in free sites. My school has not given me any money to log in for subscription services. So I start to scroll down, and you can see several different kinds of websites here that might be of interest to me as a 6th grade social studies teacher. And let's say that I want to look at this website called Storybird. I already see that it has a learning rating of 3 out of 5. That's not bad. It has a teacher rating of 4 out of 5, which is even better. And so here is one of the things that they thought was important. Social storytelling, that's a great thing, but kids cannot create their own art. So that's a downfall. So let's look at the review for this website for Storybird. Give that just a minute to load. And you'll see all of these things over here. On the left-hand side of the screen, it tells you that actually it's not just for 6th grade, it's for grades K through 12. Very quick setup time, less than 5 minutes. And then it goes through the review down here, and you'll see the pros. There's a huge collection of curated art. The cons, they can't create their own art, which limits their creativity a bit. I would agree with that to some extent. The bottom line, if it's for anyone interested in kid-authored storybooks, it's a great resource with substantial free features. So if I wanted my kids to create a book, some type of online digital book related to a theme we're studying in social studies, then this might be a site I would be prepared to go to, knowing that they're going to be limited to the images that they have. They can't create their own. So over here on the right-hand side, here's a field note from another teacher. And so here are the kinds of things that they've read or they've written about this website. So as you go through, you pick a site and you can start to narrow down whether it's something that teachers really find useful or if they really don't find it useful. This is a big plus. I think this is a much needed resource for teachers, especially maybe in the elementary grades as they're looking for things that are age appropriate. And when they're in a one-to-one iPad environment, if I go back, I can actually look at apps, and let me just click on this. When I look at apps, you'll see I have and I can narrow down even further to iPhone, iPod Touch, iPad, Android, Kindle Fire, and Nook. So it's not just iPad apps. So whatever device your kids have, I can start to go down and look around in this site. I think Graphite.org is a website that a lot of teachers will find useful. I think you'll find it useful. So I encourage you, as you're looking for new resources for this upcoming school year, new resources specifically that will interest your kids in your class, whether you're dealing with gifted children, if you're dealing with children with special needs, if you're dealing with middle of the road, whatever it is you're looking for, you can sort of narrow that down by looking at the reviews at graphite.org. And if you go down to the bottom of the page, you'll find a link where you can request an app or a web page or some other kind of game to be reviewed, and they will put that in the queue, and one of their reviewers will possibly take a look at it and put that review online if it's something that you think is really, really valuable for teachers. I hope you'll take a look at graphite.org, and when you do, leave me some comments about what you think about it and how it's working for you in your classroom. Until next time, enjoy the coffee. Have a nice day.